Oh, sorry, the mic was muted. Hey, y'all. What's going on? Let me turn the music off. Hold on. Thank y'all for y'all patience as always. What is happening on Sunday? What's up, RD? RD, what's happening with you? Okay. And what's happening, Barbara, over on the West Coast? Y'all say I got my red hair on today, okay? I'm, Little Red Riding Hood, okay? Yeah, this is cinnamon, okay? Little Red Riding Hood, okay? That's what it is, okay? Cinnamon. Yes. What's going on? I'm just waiting to see if the other ladies are popping. Um, and then we can get it going. So what's going on with y'all? I can just chit chat with y'all for a few minutes. What y'all got going on? How was y'all day? How was y'all day? What y'all do all weekend? Bobby, what you do? You do anything fun this weekend? You do anything fun? I just chilled out. I ain't do nothing exciting, but it still was a good weekend. Nothing exciting. It's spent yesterday with my dude and chilled and and do our little regular grocery shopping and all that little run around. Yeah, it's always house clean. It's like house clean is damn every day. It seems like it's always something. Run the vacuum, wash clothes, something. It's always something. I did my grocery shopping yesterday and just it was just like it was a good weekend because it was chill. It was nothing, no, nothing major going on. Nothing major going on. So that's always a good weekend when there's nothing bad going on. Well, but Barbara, do you know about this Menendez story? I'm sure. I think you might be in my age bracket. Um, so do you know about this story? Hey, so you binge watch the show? Okay, we're gonna talk about the first two episodes, but we can just talk about wherever we want to talk about. But I'm sticking with the first two episodes. But it's not like it's a brand new story. We can, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Hey, Candy. I'm not Candy. I'm sorry. Lord have mercy. I met Kendall. Yeah, I met Kendall. And shout out to Candy Love too. But I met Kendall. How you doing? Um, yeah, child. I just said, I know I give y'all ginger snaps and I give you a blondie. I said, let me shake out the redhead girl and you know and see what she got going on. Um, yeah, this story, I was glued to it. I was glued to this story. Hey, Lemon Kush, puff puff pass, puff puff pass. What's up, Lemon Kush? I'll be partaking later on when I get off of here. What's going on, Matthew? How you doing? But Barbara, yeah, I was um I was glued to this story. Okay. I was glued to the story back when I'm talking about back when it first happened. Okay. I'm not talking because I know a lot of people, they were either too young to remember this story or they wasn't even born. And that's fine. But that's why we to refresh people's memories. But I remember when it happened in real time and I was glued to this. Okay. Um, yeah, I was glued to it, just like I was the OJ case. I might as well have been a damn reporter because I was all up into the story. Okay. Um, Wait a minute. I got my homegirl just popped up on here. Let me see if she got some snacks and some wine and cheese and everything so we can sit here and chit chat and talk on Sunday. Hey, Nita.
Hey, Inga.
What's going on with you?
How you doing, boo? I'm sorry I was late, girl. I went to brunch. I went to the place that we went to when
Okay. Was it
girl,
is it good the second time round?
them drinks put me out. I was asleep.
Okay, all
I
right.
woke up. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get up.
All right.
I'm
Well,
up down
I
here.
I said I had to be a redhead like you, so I had to put my little red
Yeah.
hair on
Yeah.
today.
Come on, red, red. Come on, red.
Little cinnamon, right? Little Red Riding Hood. Okay,
Yes,
all right.
absolutely. Sorry I was late. So I'm so
No, no, ain't no big thing. I'm just getting started. I'm just chit chatting with people in the chat, and we having a good time. Wait a minute, I got our other two homegirls here. Let me see, Miss Kira, what's going on?
Hey, hey,
Hey, how
ladies.
you doing? Hey, and then we got
yeah.
Tamika's Den.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on with you? How you doing today?
I'm hanging in there.
I'm about to say it don't
Oh, that
sound
don't.
good.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna make you laugh today, Tamika. Okay, we gonna
Well,
find
not with
something to
this
make you
story.
laugh. Well, you
No.
know,
Well, we can
the
Ryan,
try.
story itself is not funny, okay, but the
Ryan
this,
Murphy shenanigans is funny.
but Ryan Murphy,
That's
yeah, we if Ryan Murphy, he makes these things like sort of comedy, sort of. So we we can still find some funny in anything, even in some tragedy. We can find some funny. So um, wait a minute, hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so I was just going to talk about the first two episodes today, and then I'll come back every week, and I'll so whoever wants to still join in with me, I'm gonna do two episodes this one, and then I'll do two episodes next, and just till the whole thing is over with. I didn't want to try to cram in all of them at one time.
of course.
Um,
Yeah,
and
nine
that
is a
way we
lot.
can have a discussion and kind of break it apart a little bit. Um, hey, Demarcus, Miss Nisi, how y'all doing? Um, so I'm gonna just start with this. I remember this story. It happened in 1989. Okay, and it happened I was 18 years old. I remember the story like it was yesterday, because like I was saying to Barbara in the chat, I was glued to the story, just like OJ. I'm my OJ case. I might as well been a court reporter because I was into it every day. Now, do y'all remember this this case? Because
Nah.
some people don't. They even forgot about it, or they too young to remember it or didn't know
Yeah,
about
I was
I was
actually
gonna say yeah, me and Nita the same age. We was young. We was
it.
young, but I remember hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
that's why it made it such an interesting watch for me because I didn't know anything about it. And I was just like, oh my God. Like
Oh, somebody's kids or something. Who's that?
it's crazy. Mm-mm, not mine. My house is quiet for one.
Yeah.
Mine ain't quiet, but it ain't me.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh, who
the
is
back of the food.
I ain't got
Oh,
nothing on in the background. Let me make sure.
she went out and came back in.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe it was on Tamika end. Maybe somebody. Oh,
Yeah, and I'm muted, so I try to make
Neighbors.
sure.
Hmm,
okay.
maybe neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, because I live in an apartment building, so I do be
Me
getting
too.
my neighbors, and
I'm
and
sorry,
they
y'all.
don't know how to control
I'm
their
gonna
damn
mute
kids. They be
myself
calling them
because
down.
there's kids outside playing outside my window. I don't know why, but
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that
is
because
the
I
light
get
out?
I do. Hey, Shayna. I do. I got my neighbors, and they just let their kids just scream and run
Dropping
around,
and
and it
locking.
gets on my nerves. Yeah, especially when I'm home working during the daytime. I don't want to hear it. But anyway, you said y'all was didn't really remember the case. Maybe too young. Tamika, what about you? Do you this happened in August of
Yeah, we
'89? So
was
do you
young.
remember?
yeah.
I remember this was a big case. My mom was into it. She always was into all the cases. I can't say that I was that into it, but I do like, some of those big cases that you just can remember that was in the headlines. I wasn't into this like I was into the OJ one, but I was
Mm-hmm.
familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was probably like
10,
10,
11.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like 10 when
Mm-hmm.
that happened, so I definitely was not.
Okay, y'all making y'all girl feel real old. I was 18, just moved out of to my own apartment. Y'all talking about y'all was 10. Okay. Y'all making me feel old. Okay. No, I understand. No, there's some people who they just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just but the case is still even talked about to this day. Like it's been a big case because these two clowns, bozos, they trying to still get out of prison. They trying to appeal their case even right now.
You know what
So
was so interesting to me, and I get some of the Ryan Murphy ridicule. Don't get me wrong, because
Uh,
I've seen this
don't
trending for
talk
like
about it.
2 days.
okay,
Mhm.
you
But
gonna have to tell me because I didn't. I
You have
heard
to.
people was complaining, but I
listen,
didn't
people
really.
was going off. And
all
they
over
Okay.
and I
TikTok.
know they went off about the Jeffrey Dahmer one too, and
Yep.
I get it. I do feel like when you have the real people involved, and we get more of the facts. And but we say this every time with these docu series, right? They kind of take their own liberties and they change
Yep.
some things and they put in some things that's real. So you really got to either look at the court cases or
Mhm.
look at a real documentary if you want everything
Right.
to be exact. But it was so many people that's like, oh, let them out. I want them free. Like so many people going hard for them. And you know how we talk about how people we talk about how handsome they are and these fans and stuff. And I'm like, huh? And they like, that's not how it happened. I'm like, were you there? So
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was really interesting to me to see that.
I'm not on the train, the bandwagon with these dudes.
It's a lot.
I don't believe their story worth a damn. That's just me. I
Mm,
never believed their story about the sexual stuff and all. I didn't ever,
yeah.
No,
and
I
I'm not
think that
I
saying
could be
believe that.
true, Inga. To be honest, I
I
feel
believe
like
that
two
part.
things could be true because I only say that because I do be trying to believe victims, one, but
Right.
it was even outside people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember
That's
Menudo. I used to like them,
yeah.
and one
I
of the
I saw
guys
the
from there,
documentary about
a
that.
couple
Yep.
other people was saying that Daddy was out here doing some things. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that that couldn't have happened, but that also doesn't mean, especially the way they did it. I'm just saying.
But yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. You know something? Maybe that's the case. Maybe they did something, but had they said that from the beginning, I was
Right.
defending myself. I had to take these people out because they were doing XYZ to us. Then the whole conversation would be different.
I
Yeah.
These
think
suckers was doing all kind of stuff, and I don't know.
I feel
Yeah.
like with men, it's the shame of it. It's the shame of it all. Like, no, if it maybe had been the mother, which they were saying the mother knew and she didn't do nothing about it,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly. I feel like with men, it's just hard to
Oh,
say
it's
that
definitely,
somebody's
yeah.
dad did X,
I
Y,
I
Z.
get that, but I don't believe them.
Hmm. But
Yeah,
the
I
way
don't
they
believe them.
did it is
I
just
don't
that. I
believe them.
mean, listen.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
y'all can convince me. And in this case, it's been since 30 plus years. Okay, we said
Mhm.
1999, 30
Yeah.
plus years. So y'all maybe y'all can convince me to change my mind, but up to this day, I still don't think. No, I'm not saying that the father is no angel. I think he
Right.
did do some things. Yeah, that especially with the Menudo thing and all that. And I think it's one of the cousins or something too.
Yes.
Because I didn't watch many
Hmm.
documentaries. There's better actually movies on this story than this Ryan Murphy one.
Yes,
This one
I
was
agree.
way
You
better.
know,
This
Hmm.
one,
Ryan
Ryan
Yeah, I
Murphy
agree.
is
has
trying
a
to
way
like
to twist it in a
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
he's
ways.
trying to give us like sensational. Like I guess it's boring if we're not doing a documentary and we're retelling the story. It's boring if we don't put a little razzle dazzle on it. But he a little overhanded with the seasoning sometimes. It's a little,
Right, right.
it's a little bit too much.
Right, right.
But what I will say is that this story was told from their POV, right? This is from the brothers' POV.
I don't know because they're having an issue with it too.
Yeah, Eric actually wrote a whole thing, to Ryan Murphy about how he felt about this.
I would
So,
tell him to go. No, but I'm a be. He go sit down somewhere. Get out my face.
I
I'm
think
not
it's
listening
like
to nothing he's saying.
I think it's like Tamika said, it's like or maybe it was Nita. Two things can be true. I think they were abused, and also the way they handled it was totally out of pocket.
Right, right.
I see more of the verbal abuse and physical abuse as far as the father was hitting them or something like that.
Hmm.
But I'm not saying that father didn't because I wasn't there, so I'm not gonna say that he didn't do it. I mean, for me to say he did not do it, I think they came out with that all because they got
That's
caught.
dramatic though. That's
They
to
got
like I said, it's hard for a man to admit that that actually happened to them. So for them to make it up, it just seems so like I don't know.
I mean,
I would rather lie
it
and
is
say it was my
cases like
mama.
that, even with women that get DV'd, unfortunately, right? Sometimes they wait for the hubby to go to bed, and then we gonna do what we gotta do. We ain't do it while the action was happening. So I'm just saying,
Mhm.
it does happen. It's not impossible, but
Mhm.
it does. The behavior that they had afterwards and everything that transpired don't make it look good. I can see why they was found guilty. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, and then RD just said, think about the time period. That's right, because in the eight, and so now I'm putting. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking for that
That
time too.
culture was
That time,
normalized.
yes, yeah,
Very.
right. They didn't believe people. They didn't believe no
Yeah, see,
women,
that's what I was gonna
nobody
watch with
about that. But
TJ.
the way they were just carrying on, they really
Yeah.
didn't seem like they was busted up about their parents.
No,
They was more worried
they
Well,
about
I
was
was saying
not
seeming
that we
like
everything
they
got.
was
coming
living their
real.
best life.
I feel
Yeah,
like
they were.
There
the
was
one was
one.
a little shook up, and then the
Yeah.
other one was like, I had a V8.
It was so
Right.
funny. It was so wild how the switch happened. How one brother just watched a movie and that movie,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, they had this plan in action. And I was like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Wow.
How did we get
Mm-hmm.
here? Now, how
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
y'all think
Questionable
about
minds.
the whole them changing them from they look Hispanic, Latina
These are the real guys right here.
Yeah.
to the
Mhm.
white aesthetic? How do y'all feel about that?
Well, they were mixed. The mama was very,
The mother's white and the father
yeah.
is Hispanic, Latino.
It's
Yeah,
Ryan Murphy. Maybe we were doing make it a little more palatable for TV. Who knows?
Maybe.
that could be that could
Mm-hmm.
be it. So for those who just don't know nothing about this thing at all, even if they didn't look at it, I just want to put a little facts up here, like Tamika be doing, the little facts. So on the evening of August 20th, 89, Jose and Kitty Menendez were watching television in the den of their Beverly Hills mansion when Lyle and Erik entered the den carrying a Mossberg 12 gauge
Oh, Lord.
pow pows, and Jose was taken out 6 times, including a fatal shot in the back of the head. Kitty was shot, oh, I'm sorry, pow pow 10 times, and in total, before the stuff was over with, her cheek was found across the room somewhere on the ground. I mean, they pretty much blew their heads off. I mean, so
It
and
was
then
brutal.
she was
It was
slowly
brutal.
crawling and crying, and then Lyle goes out to the car and reloads and pow pow some more, to make take her whole face off. So
Yeah, you didn't need all of that with that type of weapon that they use. You didn't need that many shots,
That
and
was
they were
awful.
very graphic about it in the series.
Yeah. And
mhm.
I didn't even really I don't even understand how you're still crawling around after all of the
Shock,
Yeah,
adrenaline.
it could be
maybe.
shot. Yeah, it could be that her body went in shock, and so she was still had a little bit of something in her to crawl on the floor.
Mm,
I mean,
baby.
yeah,
It
Hmm.
was it was a
I,
lot.
yeah, these guys, I don't feel nothing for them guys. I don't want to see them
No.
out. I don't want to see
I
them
mean,
out on the street at
I
all.
feel bad if they were abused, but not to sound insensitive, like you're not the only people that have been abused, and everybody don't go around taking out their parents. So
Right, right.
there's
And they
different
were
ways to
adults. They
handle it.
not children. They didn't have to stay
Right.
there. They lived a
Yeah,
privileged lifestyle,
That
and
part.
they did not have to stay.
that's
They
true.
didn't have to stay there. They could have
Very
said, "Oh,
true.
we getting abused. We getting out of here." But
That's
it
that
started.
gimme gotcha of you so used to the money that you don't want to, it's like, it's not right, but
Yeah. And of course, like I said, I've seen many movies and documentaries about it, and they never put, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, they never put these guys in a good light anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
It honestly it was really disturbing for me because I just cannot fathom that. I just cannot. It was awful. It was
yeah.
horrendous. It was just all of
Oh,
it.
yeah, that unaliving was, yeah, and y'all, if anybody's triggered, I understand you logged
yes,
off,
totally.
whatever, I understand. Um, but yeah, they start off with them getting in they in the limousine heading to the memorial service. And Lyle, that's why I said it's just some goofy parts in here, even though
Yeah.
Listen,
the
I
real story.
mean, certain parts was making me laugh, and I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing. There's
Right.
No,
one,
I
but
know. Yeah, I was
I'll
laughing.
wait till we get there. But I will say, even though it did have some parts that made me laugh, I don't think it was as goofy as clipped. Clipped
Oh,
that one
Clip was
took.
real
That
goofy.
was
No,
just like
Yeah.
a parody.
yeah, that was
Like,
that I didn't even finish that because I
mm-mm.
just got bored with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Ryan Murphy needs to be stopped. But he does bring a little, what Kira say, he sprinkles something that makes you want to watch. It's something about it, like, you gotta watch it. We were sitting down at dinner yesterday. We was talking to some friends. We like, have to watch it. It's entertaining. It's crazy, but at the same time, it's one of those things that it keeps you watching.
And while they're in the limousine and he going crazy and yelling at the driver, and then next thing you know, my guys Milli Vanilli come on, blame it on the rain that was falling. I said, go on, y'all. I used to be jamming to Milli Vanilli back in the day. I don't care nothing about the lip singing and all that. I used to jam to that Milli Vanilli.
Me too. I wonder how the one that's still alive feels about that. Like, hey, leave us out of it.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing. Don't put me involved. We got our own problems. We don't get us involved. And then he had on his father's shoes. And apparently, now these things did happen like that. Him and wearing his father's shoes to the service and all that. That actually did happen in real life. So some stuff in here, I'm not sure if it really happened, but because I followed this case so much and I've seen so many things on it, I kind of know some stuff that's real and some stuff that may not be. But he was just acting. Lyle was just acting wild, throughout this whole thing. He was he was crazy.
It seemed to me like Lyle wanted to be like famous. Like, I don't know if that's factual, if that's just what they gave us just in these 2 episodes and going out part of the third, but that's just the vibe I got from him.
Right.
I felt like that too, and then I also felt like he might have been the one that was abused the most. Like, he was the one.
He's the oldest,
right?
Lyle is, yeah,
who had the most, disdain for the parents or something, and he like remorse. No, I did not see it. There was
very much good riddance.
No. Right. Yeah. If you watch the other made-for-TV movies on this, there was no remorse in those either. I mean, I think people felt like they didn't have it. So it wasn't just Ryan Murphy on this one. Okay. There's some other ones they on YouTube. Some of them on Tubi. They floating around. Some of them was like those made-for-TV movies back in the day on NBC, CBS, or Lifetime. They had tons of movies on this. Everybody capitalized on this.
Yeah,
everybody capitalized on it because we ain't had social media then, so that was how it was back. Yeah, so there was no. I never saw no remorse with this guy. So,
and I think that was the big part of the problem why people wasn't really feeling them.
Yep.
Right. He kept saying that it was the mafia. Now he talking to the press saying it's the mafia.
Has anybody heard about them being in the porn? We're in YouTube land, so we got to use different language. Porn industry with them, with the father. The father was.
I think yeah. The father was involved in a lot of stuff.
The
music business,
to the mafia and all that.
Yeah, stuff. And he was involved in a lot of dirty. Underhand, and he also was a vice president of one of the VPs, one of a division with Hertz, which also OJ was all tied. OJ were friends. They used to go play golf together. The father, Jose, and OJ were very tight friends. I don't know if OJ got because OJ gave a lot of people jobs back in the day with that Hertz. I mean, he took care of Nicole's family. The father and them had their own Hertz dealership because of OJ. So he who I don't know if the Jose got his Hertz connection through OJ, but they was friends. They were really good friends. And this happened before the OJ case, y'all. So
10 years almost.
And then it was about a few years before. And then just so funny that at one point they ended up in the prison together. They ended up or in the jail together. OJ and the brothers. So
yikes.
They were all like cellmates at one point together.
That's crazy.
So it was a lot going on. So now we had the memorial service. and the plus they playing the Milli Vanilli again. I forgot
That
the
was
other
taking me
song.
out.
Yeah. And he's sitting there, and when the aunt said to Lyle, "Will Erik be okay getting up there speaking?" He said, "Oh yeah, he's a good actor." I just cracked up laughing. Said he's done Shakespeare before, so that make people probably think, okay, well they lying. Especially if you don't know nothing about this case, you would think, okay, well they are lying. So, I don't know, but yeah, it's just
Right.
I mean, Erik was the one that seemed like he had the most emotion over it anyway. So, I mean,
right, right.
acting or not, at least he had something to give, whereas Lyle didn't really
Hey, Tori.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Lyle didn't seem upset about anything. He just, except for he's upset about the money and other stuff like that. Erik was the one who was busted up about it.
Lyle was
And
given like sociopath. I hate to
yes,
say it.
Right.
yes,
I ain't even
yes,
gonna hold you.
yes. I was thinking that. I was getting ready to try to say that too. I was thinking that same
Mhm.
thing. Yeah. Um, hey, Vacay, what's going on with um yeah, and so this is just more of the memorial. So everybody was shocked when they heard the Milli Vanilli music.
That
Everybody
Milli
looked
Vanilli
down.
was.
Everybody like, what is going on here? It wasn't
I,
your typical memorial service.
I snickered a little bit with that. I was like, not the Milli Van. I mean, we heard it in the car, but I was like, not the Milli Vanilli at the
Yeah,
memorial
what is it?
service.
What is that song, Tamika? I didn't forgot it now. It was
The
playing in my
dream
head
is
so many
over.
times.
I can't think of the
Uh,
name of the song.
the one in the car was blaming on the rain, but the one in the memorial service was
It's a
this,
slow song.
I can't remember now. I'm gonna miss you or something like that. Girl, I'm
Yeah,
gonna miss you or something. It was to the
yeah.
mother.
Yeah,
It
I
was
can't
to the
remember
mother.
the
Yeah,
name of it, but I
yeah.
know I used to jam that one too.
When Victoria said one thing I like about the series is that wow, it's called Monsters. It shows the monstrosity of the sons and the parents. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think the parents would definitely got some issues too, because
Yeah.
it's documented. And I'm talking about when I say document, I mean like through through the courts and everything when all the
hmm
investigations that the father was ruthless, he was nasty. A lot of people had problems with the father, like
hmm
true business guy, but not in a good way. Like he had enemies, so that's why people thought that maybe that the mafia might have something to
Right.
do
It
with
wasn't
that.
hard for them to believe that.
It wasn't hard because they said that he pretty much was an a-hole. They said the father was not a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
And
And that mama was something too. When she snatched that damn toupee off the
yes, I got the picture of that thing.
Neither that was one of the parts that I
But you
bust out
laughed out
I
laughing. I
loud.
didn't see
cracked
that
up
coming. I was like,
laughing.
well, wait a minute. What the hell?
Bill, you remember this story? This story is
yes.
crazy.
When I tell you when she snatched that toupee, I said, what is going on?
No, and that's true.
I had to
He did have
rewind
a
that,
toupee.
baby.
He was going bald in his at
That's
a young
crazy.
age. So
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
god. Oh my
so yeah,
god.
that's very true that he was walking around
hmm
with when you see the real guys and they in court and all that, he was wearing that toupee. So
I'm surprised they
Mm-mm-mm.
let him wear it in jail. Like, don't let the women wear weaves. Why he get
Right.
to wear a toupee?
hmm
well, this is a different time now, but maybe
I
back then he
guess.
could wear it. I don't know. Okay,
He must
I'm
still
not
have
really
it
sure.
on now. He ain't bald now.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
saying.
but yeah, he was straight. He's just bald now in prison. Like he bald now.
Okay.
So
Oh my god.
um,
It was a mess.
oh,
Now,
you
now,
said you
now
was
I,
three and a half
I was
months
Oh
old when this
Lord.
happened. Three
Wow.
and a half months. Okay, you know something.
I was gonna say you talking about me and Nita.
I know that's right. Yeah, 3.5 months old. I could have been babysitting you, Torian.
Yep.
Okay. Mm.
have y'all watched the entire series? I only watched 3 episodes.
Me
I'm only
too.
I
3 episodes.
watched the first three, but
I didn't
I
want to
was
go too far.
just wanted to talk
I
about maybe
think
the
I
first
was up
two.
to episode 4. I didn't want to go too far
Mhm.
because y'all know I could binge the whole thing in one day. But
Yep.
I
No,
was
I
like,
was going
we'll be
to late last night, but I just said no. I did watch three, but then I said no. I'm only going to take slides for up to for the
Two.
first two. I'll
Hmm.
come back next week if y'all available. Come join me. I'll talk about more episodes
Oh yeah.
next week until it's done. So, but after the service, I guess we seeing Erik. He working out. And but you still see he's upset because he's sitting in the shower, butt naked, is crying. So I agree with you, Miss Kara. Erik was the one who. So it's plausible that something might have happened
Yeah, he has
them.
some
So I'm
emotion.
a change my mind. Maybe it's plausible something happened, but I've always thought these were some privileged, spoiled brat kids,
Yeah.
and that because they were
Sure.
doing the Ryan Murphy story didn't even talk about. You have to watch some other ones. I sent it to you, Miss Kara. Some other ones. They
Yeah, I
were
gotta go
doing a
through it.
lot of bad things prior to this unaliving thing. They were going in Calabasas, robbing people's houses. They were
They
getting
touched
involved
on
with
that a
all
little bit.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, they mentioned it just a
Yeah.
And
tad
I
bit.
don't know
Yeah.
where they found this therapist at either, child, but
Oh my God, that
Oh,
therapist was funny.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Dr. Oz because
We gotta
yeah.
baby.
talk about him.
Yes. I'll next week, Tori. Yeah, I want to get your perspective next week, and we talk about a couple. Yeah, this So Lyle is with his girlfriend. He getting the Halloween candy. Erik was saying, look, he got on the phone, called that therapist, saying, and he's a goofball, the therapist. He's a
Whack.
goofball. Yeah, and all of this part did happen, and he wanted to go see the therapist, and that's when he came clean to the therapist.
Listen,
Um
That's
when
unfortunate.
that therapist ran up out that baby,
he ran so
I
fast.
would have been gone. Fuck that therapy session.
I didn't think he was coming back at first.
Right. What do you
No.
mean? Like,
Mm-mm.
I would have been gone. Like, I would have been gone so far you wouldn't. I don't care about my office, my practice, my nothing. I
No.
am
No,
gone.
no. Well, he's Erik was telling, spilled all the beans. He just said, look, this will be dead. He went into detail talking about how it all went down. And look at the therapist's face was in shock. You know what I mean? So
He was like, I might need to get a coffee. Just don't move. Just give
Right.
me 1 minute. He said,
mhm,
I wish they
mhm.
was able to make like all of the color like flush out of his face. Like it felt like that's what actually happened.
or
But I
turn
felt like
red or
they
something.
really could have. Yeah, they really could have did something to his face to make him like kind of look the way he felt. Because baby, when I tell you that was
It was
amazing.
it was hilarious. He was haul assing. Okay, he was. No, but this I have a question, and I said maybe it's just me, my old little wicked mind.
Uh-oh.
No, I
Did
felt
they
the
did
same
they
way.
make these two brothers seem very sexual with each
Yeah,
other?
Yeah, that's the issue people are having with it too. That it seems like incestual amongst the
Yeah,
brothers,
like
and they
I
said they
mean,
weren't like
okay,
that.
like
and I wouldn't be
getting out the shower
surprised
right
that
here. I mean,
later.
I ain't never been in the shower with my sister. And she getting out the shower naked, and we just have a conversation like ain't nothing going on. It
Mhm.
just seemed weird to me.
I wouldn't be surprised that later in the series we'll see more into that because they were kissing on the lips. They was walking around naked in front of each other. Like the
Right.
type of energy they was giving each other did feel incestual.
Yeah, I feel like because I didn't see online and people are carrying on about it, that it's definitely gonna be way more than what we're seeing now.
Mm-hmm.
But they
well,
said that
to
wasn't
be
accurate.
honest, I think people was saying that from what I was reading, child, because I didn't make it past episode 4. But a lot of
Right,
people was saying that it was just in that parts that y'all talking about here,
right.
and that the
We ain't
whole
see it no more. Okay.
right they
I only
didn't
got
see
up
it
to
no more.
3.
But
So I don't know what happened after
they
that.
was having a fit over that. I do know that. But also, I mean, he did say that Lau used to mess with her. How it repeats when one is being abused, and they abuse somebody
Right.
else, and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, so
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
uh, it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, things like that do happen. So we do know that
Yeah,
sometimes
unfortunately.
you abuse and then you end up abusing somebody else. And sometimes
That's
it's
true.
somebody right in the family too. So
That is true.
sometimes your children, things like that. So that though was weird. And then we show where the father was outraged. Now in real life, Jose really was yelling and screaming at them all the time, according to what all the reports and stuff
Oh yes.
was
Hmm.
very nasty to them, yelling and screaming. He wanted always. He claimed he wanted the best for them, but it was
Yeah.
almost like he hated his kids. So I don't know.
No, I liken
Yeah,
it.
disappointed.
I liken it to like a Joe Jackson, Michael
Right.
Jackson. I liken that type of behavior to a like I understand a parent trying to push their kids to be a thing. But yeah, listen, you can get one outcome or you can get the other outcome. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the reason why I never beat Joe Jackson up too bad because of, because
and some of the especially back in the day, some of the coaches are like that too, be yelling at the
Yeah, we
kids.
was
So it's
talking
like
about that when
yeah,
we was doing what was the other one we just did the other day?
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez,
but
yeah.
with the Latino community is similar to the Black community in this case, as far as that, very religious, some of them, and then the way they, I guess because we both cultures
Old school parenting
came up, we didn't have the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we didn't have the privileges. We wasn't just born with the privileges. Like some of them just born just from coming, just from coming out the womb. They already got the privileges. So, so I think that's why a lot of time the parents. My father was hard. Now he wasn't. I ain't gonna say he was Joe Jackson or something or this Jose, but he was hard. Like he didn't. Yeah, you come home with some bad grades, you know.
And Black parents were definitely not soft. Like that's something we trying to do now with the gentle parenting, but they were definitely not giving a little woo woo woo.
Yeah, but see, that's gentle parenting, and I've done it too. Me and Nita have talked about it. I've done it, and coddling and all that. We need to just talk about that behind the scenes of it. I'm guilty of it, myself, and spoiled my son. And then it bites you in the butt when they become adults. You know what I mean?
You gotta find that balance. That's the problem. You need a little bit of strict and a little bit of soft.
Yeah, you need a little bit of the sweet talking, but you also got to put the foot up in the ass sometimes. Right. And, some of them you got to do it, Exactly. So, but I think they might have went overboard. And I think Kitty, just from watching the documentaries and other movies I've seen, I think she was caught up in her, in abuse herself. So she just, that's why she was taking pills and drinking, and that stuff is fact. That's not a made up for Ryan Murphy. That is true.
Yeah. She didn't like the boys.
She probably didn't even want to have no kids with this,
I don't know. That's
maybe that might be true. I mean, that might be true. Sometimes people have kids, but they don't really like them. You know what I'm saying?
They do it out of obligation. Like society tells you that you need to start this family, you have to do this thing, but you don't understand that there's good and bad that comes with that. And a lot of times, like you just see the highlight reel. People be like, all the good stuff, and then you don't understand that it comes with like a shadow side. It comes with like a bad side. Like it's not always gonna be rainbows and it's all
because it's 24/7. It don't turn off, and I think some people don't take into account that the same way you have good days and bad days, your kids have good days and bad days, and sometimes it's like good days and bad days, and y'all both got bad days. It just it's a lot. It's a lot to digest.
It is a lot.
Right. It is.
You gotta find the balance. You gotta try to do your best. You gotta try to I get it, child. We had to have a whole another conversation one day on just parenting and all of those. That might be a Discord thing. We might have to have a little group going on for that. Yeah, for real. Because I mean, everybody got their war stories. I know I got mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have to just get down in the gutter and really tell it like it is. Because a lot of people get into it thinking it's a fantasy and thinking it's just like, you get baby fever and they're so cute.
And they are. Until they get two, and then they turn into another thing, Once they from two up, then they turn to something.
Talking back and having opinions.
Yes.
I'm like, you ain't got. My father said, you ain't got no opinion. You get an opinion when you get your own place. That's what he used to tell us,
Right.
Otherwise, you ain't got no opinion, But but they were just going at it, screaming back and forth with each other. And this is the scene y'all talking about, y'all. When the mother gets up out her seat, and she already looked like she inebriated, and she pulls that toupee off his head. It looked like it hurt too, because I think it was taped down too. So
no, it looked like it was nailed down. Like
he had,
like some little some things like
I don't
into
know what those was. It did look like nuts. I don't know if it was supposed to be magnets. I don't know, child. But I know I didn't see that one coming. And don't y'all be cursing me
Maybe.
out, replay people, when y'all come watch this video. But I laughed. I said, I don't
I
think this
did
is
laugh
supposed to be
too.
funny, but
No, I
it. I
laughed. Come on, now.
cried.
I
that
think
took
he
me so. I was like, oh my God. And then when the he was like, when did you get that? I didn't know nothing about. I was like,
well
oh
because
my
I
God.
screamed and
he probably
hollered.
was able to hide it. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
know.
I screamed and
He
hollered,
said
and then
his
I
girlfriend
rewound
didn't
it.
either. He was like,
I
nobody.
thought it. I screamed and hollered. I had to rewind it because at first I was like, "Wait, is that the daddy?" I said, "Oh no, that's Lyle! Oh my God!" And then I just felt worse
Hey,
from there.
Candy.
Just
Yeah.
felt worse.
They. It was wild.
Hey,
It was just
Candy.
wild. He must have had that thing. It looked, yeah, it looked like it was nailed in his skull, but that was some good glue. Like ladies,
For real.
y'all see, I just get the, I just throw the old wig on. But y'all who been wearing the wig, y'all know about gluing the stuff down. I don't know nothing about all that
I don't
stuff.
either.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
used to
so
wigs
he
like
really
that.
he was ahead of his
I'm
time
too
with the
old
glue.
for the glue. I'm too old for
Yeah,
that.
and plucking
Mm-mm.
hairs
Yeah,
and stuff. I didn't know. I'm
I
glad I missed that.
froze it on.
Yeah, right.
If you see the lace, you
Going
just
on and keep it going.
get
Yeah. Yeah, he was ahead of his time with the glue because all the people wearing the glue.
And
Yeah,
That
he
this,
had
this was
he had the finest kind.
I have
yeah.
fine.
No, Tamika is when I know I shouldn't be jumping ahead, but it don't even really matter.
okay.
But when he was in the jail and he was washing the thing out in the
Girl.
toilet, that was hilarious. I'm sorry. That I don't care nothing about that man. I can laugh at him. That thing was so funny when he washed it in the
Listen,
sink. He washed it in
and
the
then he just slapped that
toilet.
thing back on
He
his
was
head,
going
girl.
crazy with that hair, Lord.
Yeah,
I
and you
said,
can hear the rips. Yes, Kendall, you can hear
Yeah.
the rip. Like it's like it was like a hey, you rip a band-aid off your skin. I know
Like
that thing hurt.
Velcro.
If in real life, if this happened I do know in real life he wore a toupee, but if she really ripped it off his head like that, I know he screamed. I know he screamed because that thing probably
"Woo,
hurt.
girl." That
That thing probably
that was
hurt.
a mess. That was a mess.
Yeah. But at this point, Erik decided, look, we gonna do this thing. They watched that millionaire, what was it, Billionaire Boys Club? I remember seeing that, but I can't really remember it. Like, so I got to probably find it and watch it.
I
I
It
want to
never
watch.
probably
saw
on
that.
Tube.
I want to
It
watch
might be.
all the documentaries after I seen this. Like
Right?
I
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna send you a bunch of them that I know
I was
about.
gonna
I'll send you a
say,
bunch of
thank
them
it's
to
gonna
watch
you,
be a
it.
lot.
thank you.
Yeah.
I,
So yeah.
Oh
Um,
God.
but when so he decided they're gonna do it. So they go to a couple of shops, little pow shops to get something. And most people said, no, you gotta have a ID and all this other stuff. And he ain't have no
Waiting
ID.
period.
Waiting period. Well, Erik ended up showing his fake ID, and this lady she just said, oh yeah, this your ID. And she ain't check nothing, no check, no background check. I guess I don't know. Nate 89, maybe we ain't have all that. I don't. I ain't never go out try to purchase a pow, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
they didn't have all of that. And we started getting more and more as more and more things happening. It still ain't good enough now, to be
It still
honest.
ain't.
But
Oh no, we
exactly.
Well,
need a
yeah.
lot. We need psychological
Hmm.
evaluations and the whole. We ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole. And I'm sure
Hmm.
people having their,
But it was
they're
definitely a lot
having their right
easier.
to have it if they want. But we need people that's
Hmm.
not mentally insane or anything to have. They don't need to
that
get. But
first one they told them it was a waiting period, but I think for like those type of pows, like depending on where you at, you can go to like Home
oh
Depot or
Oh
something
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
don't be
I
spoiled, man.
Yeah.
Come back next week and we'll talk about some more episodes. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for coming through.
Hmm.
Um, so so then we got the Milli Vanilli again, still blaming on the rain.
Yes.
Saying that. But this is when they decide, okay, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Tamika, you know that song. Tonight is the night. They gonna do it. And they walk into the house. Now, first of all, they was in the den. They ain't had nothing going on. I guess the TV might have been up loud, so maybe they didn't hear.
well, they
They was
just probably
watching.
just came in the house like usual. It wasn't like they came
Yeah.
kicking in the door. They just walked
Right.
in.
Yeah, that's true.
They
They
was
just walked
so
in.
calm. Like, oh my
Mhm.
Good.
goodness.
They like, what you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what you doing, girl? If you don't get behind that couch,
I'm
sit
ducking
down.
and running.
Side
Yeah.
note, did y'all see just recently, and this girl looked like she about 12, 13 years old. I don't know how old she is, but somebody unallowed their mama like that, and they have it on camera. And she was just as calm, went and sat down and was looking at her phone like it was nothing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? They found, her guilty or whatever, and she didn't have no type of expression when they found her guilty either. But I'm just saying, I don't know what, you
I don't
know,
know what's going on.
child.
But didn't that okay? I didn't follow the case of the Ruby Rose lady, but didn't she unalive her mother?
Gypsy Rose. She didn't do
Oh,
it. She got
Gypsy
a
Rose. Yeah, Gypsy Rose. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I didn't follow that case. So
she got her boyfriend to do it.
Boyfriend, yeah.
But
Okay.
a lot of people are saying even that on TikTok, like she's walking free and they're still in jail. I'm like, I can't. And
Yeah.
but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was
oh yeah,
premeditated.
didn't she get
She
married
set
and
it
all
up
that
with her
kind of
boyfriend. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's after the
Mm-hmm.
fact. Married, divorced, pregnant, hold on.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was technically being
They
being
stole
abused
it all.
also.
They
What'd you
showed
say?
it
Yeah,
all.
that's what. Yeah, I think
Oh yeah,
I think they said that she was abused.
she was.
So
I didn't watch
maybe
the last one after she got out, but I watched everything
I
up
haven't
until
watched
she got
anything,
out.
but I didn't even know who the lady was. I kept seeing these documentaries popping up everywhere. I said,
Oh,
"Who
I
is
didn't
this
watch the
lady?"
documentaries and everything about her.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, Torian is right. The pow pow is very graphic. So if
Very.
anybody need to turn their head, turn the
Yeah,
camera,
it
whatever.
definitely is graphic. Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
uh,
holes this big and
They did. I mean, he didn't give a
I mean,
damn, honey.
what?
no, they
That's what I
went
said with
in.
that. They didn't need that many shots.
No, they didn't. They wouldn't have survived. All you
Two
do
or
is
three would have
two or
done
three
the
would have just
job.
suffice. They overkill with this. No pun intended. It was overkill. Say then when you go out to the car and reload,
Absolutely.
that's when make people say the juries, and they had two jury trials with
Yeah.
this, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what made people say these people, these boys are just spoiled brats. Just
Mm-hmm.
took out your parents because
Yeah.
now you do it one time, then you go back and do it. It just seemed like it was over. It's just
Mm,
too much.
mm.
So I don't know, but yeah, it just went on. It was just pow, pow, pow. I mean, it was just on and on. And I mean, yeah, this when she crawled, they blew her hand off, crawled on the floor. Then, I mean, when he went up behind the father and blew the whole head off, that was a lot. That was
Mm.
like, but then they go and try to bury the the hammer in the in the wood somewhere. And I guess nobody. This is Beverly Hills. They don't have stuff going on like this, so nobody heard nothing.
I
That
No,
was
don't
they
the
think
night
they
probably
with
was
that
had
young
like
probably
girl.
probably
neighbors
was
They
right next
came
to
back
them.
after all of those gunshots and nobody reported it, nobody nothing. They went and did their thing. Nobody called the police. Nobody. They thought that they was gonna come back and see the house lit up with police. They were like, "Ain't nobody here." Like,
No, right. They were shocked.
that was
Inga, I think it's like
wild.
that. We just watch A Good Man too. How the house was so big. I think that there was not neighbors that was that
Oh,
close.
he
Yeah,
had a
that's
mansion.
what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
He
I
had a
was
big mansion.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Mhm.
wild to me. I was like,
Those
"Oh
are
my
same woods where Unique was
god!"
dumped. Okay, Torian. I was like, wait. Hey, yeah, it might
It
be.
looked like it.
Lord have mercy. Now this Beverly Hills, okay. I don't think no Uniques are walking. If you walk around, if you look like Unique walking around Beverly Hills, the cops are stopping you. Like, what you doing out here? So I
Maybe it
mean,
was big and people, it was enough space where people could not
I feel like
hear.
they
yeah,
was far
yeah. No, they
apart.
had a huge mansion. You saw that house.
Yeah.
And it was late, so if people could have been asleep,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. And they go and clean up,
And
get all the
win the Oscar for the 911 call.
right.
Yes.
Nah, but look how they talk to the girl at the movie theater. Like, bitch, give me a ticket for the Batman show. They was just, she was a bit more paying them no attention. Like,
I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
no.
say I liked her because she was like, "Stop yelling and cursing. I cannot sell you a ticket for that."
Yeah, yeah. Stop cursing at me. Right. So they was
Yeah.
trying to cover their track. So let me get a ticket
Mm-hmm.
saying that I was at the movies. and then they went to a thing called the Taste of LA. They stayed there until the place was closed. So by the time they came back, it was hours later. They said it was way hours later.
Then how about after they left the movie theater, after they got the tickets, after cussing the girl out, they're gonna tear the tickets up and be like,
yeah, that was Lyle. That's what I'm saying. All this craziness is Lyle more so than Erik. Erik was just following along with Lyle doing.
right.
Because they didn't really understand. Like, y'all should have been thinking about that before you went and did it. But now you leave and now you want to hustle around and rush and try to create your alibi. Like,
right.
now you mad at the lady. She won't sell you a ticket for a movie that was like an hour ago. Like, what are we doing?
So when we see all that unalive and stuff, that was like a flashback. So we back with the psychologist or therapist, and he calls Lyle on the phone because Lyle was giving out Halloween candy, and them kids was giving him the business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is this the house where the stuff happened? And them kids didn't care nothing about him. But he told him, say, look, you need to get here right now. I know everything that happened. You need to get here now. And Lyle gets in that car and he flies over there. I mean, he is like frantic. Right. I mean, he even thought he saw his parents walking down the street. Yeah, he thought he saw, you know, so he's just a mess, you know. But when that therapist, which I talked about earlier, that therapist running down the hall, run down the street to go get on the phone to call his side piece. And she's also a
Ryan Murphy.
Too. She's also the client. And that really did happen. All of this
that
stuff
pissed me off because I knew they were having an affair, but I thought it was like the secretary. I'm like, not you having an affair with the client.
I said the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that therapist child.
No, yeah, he was trash. Yeah, he was a trash therapist. Yeah. But she got him good. So
scorned.
So yeah, when Lyle shows up, she's sitting in the waiting room, you know, and he comes in there and he's like, who was that person out there? What do you know? Tell me everything. And then the therapist
making noise at the door. She like,
right.
Oh, didn't she run out? Didn't she run out at one point?
Yeah, she did. She hauled ass. Once she heard what she needed to hear, she was like, oh. But why she make the noise though? I felt like, girl,
she was a head case.
I think maybe that was a Ryan Murphy.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, but this did happen though with that lady. I mean, he was messing around with the.
I thought she was the one that dropped the dime.
She did.
Him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that happened. No, yeah, if you pull up, you can even look it up on Google. Look the whole case up. That actually happened.
Okay. Now, did it happen how they did it in this?
Oh yes, because she did move in with the family. Yes.
What?
Yeah, she did move in with the wife and all. Yeah, that did happen. Yeah. I don't understand
of it all. Yes.
What was wrong with the wife?
He probably told her, the wife, look, my client is scared, some, you know, and maybe somebody asked her. He told her something to make her say, okay. She probably had no idea that it was that they were having an affair. Not until later she found out. But initially, I'm sure she didn't. Yeah, and like Tori said, the 80s was wild. The 80s was wild. I mean, a lot of people was on the cocoa during that time.
80s and the 90s.
And the 90s. Yeah, it was wild.
The 90s was wild too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the 90s, yeah.
It would have been a no for me, dog.
No. If your husband came home and say, look, my client needs to come and stay here. And she a female client at that.
It would have had to be your sister, a verifiable cousin. Like,
right.
She would have been in the guest house.
Be
like
saying they cousins and they don't be cousins.
No,
so.
Exactly.
Verifiable cousin, right? You done seen them at the family reunion or something, at a funeral or something.
Who your mama? Who your
right,
dad?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, they go, you know, they still having their back and forth with the therapist, but he's saying he promised that he's saying he's not recording everything, but he ended up recording the stuff. and he had notes of everything.
Mhm.
And you know, and he talking about, yeah, we're gonna take him out. And Erik was like, no, we're not doing that, because I'm like, Lyle at this point is ready to take out anybody, you know.
That's
He
why
getting
he
like
give his
me, how I want to take out
sociopath.
all these characters. He was like taking out everybody. Just take them out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, they go back to the house. So this is like a flashback scene. They go back to the house. They that's when we see all the damage of what happened, and then that's when we get that Oscar scene, the Oscar worthy scene of him crying, and you can hear if you watch these documentaries and stuff, they you can hear the 911 call.
911. Okay.
Yes, yeah, and
Okay.
someone killed my parents and blah blah blah. I mean, you would have really thought if you heard it that was
Yeah.
true.
Real.
I mean, well,
Wow.
somebody
Yes,
did. It just so happened to be
somebody
them.
that it was you. Yeah, it was
Right.
somebody did do it. It was you.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So, yeah, when the yeah, okay, this
You Lord.
yeah, that's
Mm.
that's too much. Let me move on. Okay,
Oh,
go
Inga.
on to
Inga
go
be
on to
getting
the
them
next.
shot, boy.
I'm like, what's going on with this thing? There, it's frozen. Wait a minute. Hold
Exactly. See?
on. Wait a minute, y'all.
Y'all close your eyes.
Wait a minute. Come on there.
She said that's frozen.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh Lord.
Oh,
Okay. Wait a minute. Go on to the next thing. There we go. Okay.
there you
So.
go.
Oh, I think I went too far.
Blood of mercy.
It's
Oh
good.
no, that's right. That's
It's all
right.
right.
Okay. No. Anyway. So anyway, the cops end up coming to the house. They had to go to the station,
Mm.
and when they talked to this detective, um, he looked like he wasn't buying it either. He had a
Yeah.
stone face. He looked like he wasn't buying, but that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to just sit there and listen, let you talk. Hopefully, you incriminate yourself.
Right.
Um, I'm sorry, 69. I'm glad you wasn't eating your dinner too. Lord.
I
But
don't
I mean,
know though. These cops, even though I felt like
They
they,
were slipping.
yeah, I don't know where they found these cops. I don't know where they found this psychiatrist. Like everybody was. I'm like, is
no,
they serious?
no, but the
It
cops
got to the
were,
point where they was even like, okay, yeah, what mafia can we blame it on? Can we say Castro do it? Like they was just
yeah,
throwing random things out there because they just want to close the case.
right. Yeah, I know. All right. And then here they he wanted to go get his tennis racket and all gym bag and stuff. Lau ended up figuring out a way to get out there once he saw that the first police officer, they changed police officers. So the other guy was like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, go ahead. He had his cup of coffee. He goes in there and look,
Yeah, who
why would
says
you leave
go?
the ammunition in the back of your car? All the needles.
Wasn't
Come
that
on.
supposed to be in evidence? They shouldn't have been able to go and take nothing out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, no. Yeah, usually that police officer who was drinking a cup of coffee, he should have said no. You cannot
right.
go in your car. No, that's all of this is evidence.
Yeah, but
So
that's what white privilege gets you. Like they will allow you to do things just blindly just because you're white and they don't see you as a threat. And then
Yeah,
No,
that
it was
definitely was given privilege because
right.
ain't no way.
mm-hmm.
What they should have done, since they had to come back and there was nobody there, they should have moved all that stuff when they came back before they went in the house and called. Like you had
Exactly.
to move all that stuff. You gonna wait until now, like you said, it's a crime scene. Y'all not supposed to be touching anything. You're not supposed to be moving anything and asked to go to your car. No, you should have did that before.
right. So I just need to get my tennis rackets.
Yeah, but they just they were all just they fumbled the ball, and that was what made one of the main things in and I'm not just necessarily talking about this Ryan Murphy. I mean, in the case that they were complaining about, they dropped the LA was making that's why they were trying to make sure they take down OJ. They had already messed up with the Menendez case. They ended up having to do two trials with that. They because one was turned into a hung jury, the first one.
Yeah, the
Then they had
first
to do
one was the
another.
hung jury. And remember,
Yeah.
the captain even came in pissed off. Like, it's to the point where the community is,
Oh
getting
yeah, I got
arms
that.
and they
Yeah.
getting guards. And he's Jaja the good boy with the
Yeah,
slap. I've heard
right.
around
I
the
know.
world, which makes me laugh because you know who they say that about now. But that was the big
Hmm.
thing then.
It was.
And
It was a big thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're in episode 2 now, and now this is when they made a little mention, like you said, Miss Kara. They didn't
Mhm.
get into dive into it, but they made a little mention of how they were going around robbing and doing all kinds of. So they were doing a lot of mischief stuff, but stuff that wasn't just kid mischief stuff. They were doing stuff
And
that was getting
in
them in big
episode
big
1, the
trouble.
therapist said something about that's how they ended up there, that they were mandated by the court to go
Right,
to therapy.
right,
So
right.
he didn't
That
get
is
into the details, but they
that.
gave you a little
Yeah,
sprinkle.
yeah. One of those movies I sent you, it goes into details.
Okay.
Miss Carey. Yeah, I forgot which one I sent you, but it does go into the details. They um yeah, they were doing a lot of stuff, and because he is Jose Menendez and everybody knew him, he had pull. He was wealthy, so he could just sweep that under the rug. If it was somebody else,
Mhm.
they been in prison, you know. So they were doing a lot of things. They were,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they didn't have to do. It's like
Acting
bored,
out.
like spoiled rich kids that they just bored. You know, they bored. So let me go out here
Yeah.
and rob people. They didn't unalive anybody, but they were just going around doing like robberies. And
I
then
think they
Mm-hmm.
were acting out if they were abused, but like you said, when we got to a certain point when they were of age, when they could have moved out, they could have chose to do that instead of being like, no, I just want to stay in a lap of luxury and be comfortable and uncomfortable all at the same
mm,
time.
right,
And
right,
then
because
they
they weren't
sitting here going on these shopping sprees. Like,
right. I know that's I know because see, this is when they go and meet up with the guy from who works at where Jose's office was,
Hmm.
and they were talking about, we're gonna find out about all his benefits, and they would just say, well, we need limousines, and we each need a limousine.
Ooh.
We need assistance. We
Oh,
need all of this stuff, and they sitting there eating sandwiches. It really and see, that's how they were acting though. So that's why I guess I was saying I didn't believe them about no essay and all the other stuff, because they were just acting like they were just living high on the hole.
yeah. Like they was
So I mean,
amazing.
I'm not saying that the essay didn't happen. The DV
Right,
stuff didn't happen, but
right.
it's, I guess, we wasn't there, and they didn't have video back then where we can
Right.
Do y'all know
document.
how many episodes this is going to be?
9.
It's 9, yeah.
Oh wow. So
mhm.
we might see a lot of different things play out here.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I stopped at 3. So, and this is where you talking about all the shopping and the limousines.
Yeah.
They ordering up all them 2 dozen shrimp cocktail, Perrier water, all this kind of stuff. He said, you
Eric
can't
was
be drinking
trying to
no
keep
tap
it
water.
cute.
He said,
Eric
no,
was like, "Can I have tap water and a grilled cheese?" He was like, "No."
no
Right.
Rolex watches. They were just doing it. They was buying Porsches, all kind of expensive cars, going
Rolex
on expensive
too. Yes.
trips.
Yes.
Buy 15. I need 15 pairs of this in different colors, stuff like that.
Mhm.
They were doing too much.
That's
Um,
privilege for you. We couldn't have bought no McDonald's. They'd have been like, and then her parents are gone, and she went over there and bought
mhm,
some McDonald's.
mhm.
Mhm.
Amen.
Right.
Ain't nothing.
A.
Now, yeah. They was just doing too much. I mean, just with he had the trainer, the exercising. You remember them sneakers with the you pump up
When
on
he
the
pumped them up, yes,
yeah,
I
not no.
remember
I
that.
ain't seen them things in years, y'all. With the little with the thumb the tongue
Yeah.
of the tree pumped up. I ain't seen them in years. Um, that was funny. And then he had the expensive tennis coach,
Mhm.
and um I mean, so yeah, because he was trying to be he would have been a professional tennis player. He was on that circuit.
Mhm.
But then you got Lyle, they having a party, right? So that's what I'm saying. They didn't
Yeah.
and I think that's why the jury probably felt these people nothing happened to you. You ain't a bit more remorseful. I
Right.
think that's why the jury locked them up.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't get the death penalty, but they
Yeah,
got life with
definitely
no,
did not help their case.
it did not
And
help the case, because you out here partying, snorting the cocoa up your
And
nose and
then
partying. But I didn't understand these two. This is the
that
brother
last
thing.
picture right there, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get that. I don't know what's going on. So
was the will reading before or after Eric went and told the therapist?
I don't
Oh,
know. They was doing a lot of jumping, so I
oh,
don't.
I think that happened after the fact.
I think
That
it was
happened after the
after.
fact. But
Why
the
didn't they
thing
sell
is,
that house and get something else? Like you're literally in the scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you wouldn't have moved someplace else and still have the nightmares,
I
because
don't know if Ryan Murphy gonna show. I know some people in here said they already saw the whole thing, but in real life, actually, he got rid of the original will and he created a fake will that showed that they would get everything.
oh, that
So
okay.
yeah,
We saw a little
hmm
thing with him with the funny business with the will, but what
Mm-hmm.
I was
yeah,
thinking to myself is that even though the dad said that he didn't have enough time to go. You know how parents say stuff and then
hmm
you don't go do it, and so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, maybe he said it, he
hmm
never went to go do it.
yeah. I don't know, but he
That
they
was
was
my first thought too, Kier. I thought, you remember he said, "I'm gonna take you out the wheel. I'm taking you
Right.
out the wheel."
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like
You
a
Well,
didn't
I
know
think
that
what I don't want to say a fake will. I think they found the original will.
original will.
They
Yeah.
was a revised one, but he
Hmm.
able to he destroyed it
Mm-hmm.
from another movie I saw about them. I saw that.
Oh, okay.
that's what
So
it
he
looked like.
yeah. So I don't know which one is real, but that's as like I said, I've seen multiple movies, so each one
Yeah.
gonna have something a little bit different. But
Hmm.
this was the funny part y'all was talking about when they were saying, "Look at this lady. She a Beverly Hills lady. She went and got her little pow pow
Not
pow. She
playing.
ain't playing around with
Mm-hmm.
me because she said
Trying
Yes.
to find
got her
out.
little double barrel shotgun. She said,
Mm-hmm.
y'all ain't coming up in here." Then they got some people got a security in front of their house. They put cameras
Mhm.
on their house,
Putting
so they
bars
act
on the windows, girl. They
balls
was
in the windows. I mean, Beverly Hills they never had no stuff like this. So
That would
Mm-hmm.
have been
just
me
like
too. I'm playing
yeah,
with y'all.
yeah, yeah, right. Well, you paying too much money for your home in Beverly Hills, so you can't be having.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know if it was somebody on the loose. They didn't know it was
Right,
Right.
exactly.
kids. And this is the Zsa Zsa
Yeah,
Gabor part,
Shaja.
and that was real when she did. I remember that was on
Mm-hmm.
the news when she
Off the
slapped
taste
that
of his mouth.
officer. And see, that's a privileged, rich white woman
Oh,
because
absolutely. She was like, I'm late for lunch. I ain't got time for this.
and slapped the mess out of his tail. Yeah. So, and the press is hounding them. This chief of police wasn't. I mean, well, he wasn't a chief, but like a lieutenant or
fire him,
captain or something. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
fire him
the
immediately.
chief was Daryl Gates, who was a big known racist. Everybody know who about Daryl Gates
Mhm.
during them times when they was claiming they was trying to take the crack down. They was busting into people's houses and beating people up. Everybody done seen the documentaries about Daryl Gates. He was horrible. He was hard. He was in favor of the chokehold. He actually brought the chokehold to Los Angeles from down south. And yeah, it's a whole yeah, because I watched a lot of I love documentaries. I watched the whole thing on them, but it was where they talk about in that OJ one, the 30 for 30 OJ one, they talk about the whole the history of LA with the racism and
Right.
Daryl Gates.
What was he
Then
the person that was in charge for the Rodney King as well?
and the Rodney King, yes, he was
Yeah.
there for Rodney King. Yeah. He
Mm-hmm.
was there for Rodney King. Yeah. So they have a history of violence out there. I don't know how it is now with the cops, but I'm sure the history of cops is just not good anyway. So all over,
Right.
it's all over.
Yeah.
So, but that Jajo one that tickled me, Tamika, because I do remember that. And she had a sister too, Ava Gabor. They both
Mhm.
were actresses, yeah, back in the day. They were down there with Elizabeth Taylor and all of them. That's that
I
era.
can't imagine
Yeah.
being a officer and you pull somebody over and they slap you in the face.
What they gonna do? But he wasn't gonna rough
What do
her
you
up.
do with that? I know it's like
Mhm. Let
can
you and I
somebody
do
come
that.
get
We face down on the ground with our
Exactly.
boot in our face and the wig. They remember rip the wig off, all that stuff.
no, you can't
Mm-hmm.
even turn. You can't even turn your head.
Right.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Can he reach for your license, girl?
No.
No, no, no. Where they talking to? I guess the attorney here about the spending. And he said, "Look, you just gotta chill out on the." He said, "I know you bought a few clothes and stuff, but you gotta chill out on the Rolexes and the cars." But Erik was still not comfortable with all, even though he
Especially with
accepted
them
all these
kids
things,
on.
but he wasn't comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's when he first started saying like we haven't even read the will yet, and saying that the uncle was supposed to be in charge of
Yeah.
the executor, and he like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And that's Jose's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who it was. Yeah.
And the
So
thing about this is what really got me is it felt like the one that had the most remorse was the one who initiated the plan.
that's true. That is
I
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
and your brother took the ball and he ran with it. I was
He
just like,
did.
oh boy.
Mm-hmm. He did. I don't remember this kid's name, but he was a friend of Eric's, and his dad was like a probate lawyer or something like that. I think it
Right.
was. And
Yeah.
they thought that he could just go and have the safe opened up because they
Mm-hmm.
found the safe and they looking for that will. And he said, "No, I could be disbarred." He said, no, you got to get your uncle here and let him pay. Let him get He just wasn't
Right.
getting involved. I'm glad he didn't get
Yeah,
involved.
he was smart, and he said, as a matter of fact, it ain't leaving here. And the fact that they was allowed, I think he was trying to get a sword to see if he could cut it open that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. He was trying to
Like, no.
get right.
Mm-mm.
No, but he
Just
wasn't playing.
reckless.
He wasn't playing with, he said, you ain't gonna be all messing up my livelihood, you know what I'm saying? So
Now
the
you done made me be conspiring with y'all like not today.
well, Lyle told Erik, well, you gonna stay here tonight. I'm going to Cheesecake Factory. He said, I'm going to
It
meet
is
the
too
girlfriend
much.
at the Cheesecake Factory.
Uh-huh.
He said he going to get him a slice of cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? So oh man,
Mm-mm-mm.
that was just I cracked up laughing. And then yeah, the uncle show up. They did end up getting and then he convinced them. See, that's what I'm saying. They were
That was
talking about
another privilege thing right
Yeah,
there.
I just
being good
don't get it.
actors.
Like, no, you cannot go in by yourself. Nobody never
No,
told them no.
nobody.
We know
That's
your daddy was cheating. We don't. Your mama gone. Like what
Right.
do we
Like,
care?
what? How can it
Just
embarrass
here,
her now?
yeah, she's gone. So how's it going to be embarrassing the
just
mother?
family.
Yeah, even if it was naked pictures or whatever, it was. Yeah, but see what he did was did the old switcheroo. He took that wheel out of there. That's why
Yep.
he wanted to go in it by himself. I believe the wheel was in
Exactly.
there, and he took it out, probably put it in his
Oh
pants,
yeah,
Yep.
because
down in
I
his
don't.
drawers or something. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and
White
and
privilege, white
and they
privilege.
looked at each other. Yeah, you know that would not happen with none of our sons. Okay, all of us got sons up here, and that would not have happened with our sons. No,
Not at all.
no. So I mean, Tamika can speak on this.
Yeah, be
With
like we
with the
cover our
sisters,
eyes.
you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't even go forward with things because you got to go to the court. You got to go to
Right.
the
They was
police.
giving me hell, child, 2 months,
Yeah.
and these people just flying on
Yeah.
by.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they will put a padlock on the house, on the door, the apartment, whatever it is. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
getting in there until everything is all clear with the cops. Sometimes you can't get to court.
Exactly.
You can't get into people's bank accounts until you show death
Right.
certificates and all that kind of stuff. It's,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if the person got $5. You can't take that,
Exactly.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but here they was like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever you say. They just believed everything with these kids, and they wasn't even kids. Like I think Erik was
Yep.
18, but the Lyle was
Wow.
like 21 or something. I mean, they wasn't super. They wasn't old, but they wasn't super young either. They wasn't like
Right.
they knew they was doing a lot, and so now this is when we get the will. The I think he set this up with with the housekeeper finding she was vacuuming and she found the will.
Oh yeah, he set
He
that
set that
up.
up. Yeah, he set that up. But I don't no here it here they are again. They look like they about to this tongue kiss right here. I don't understand what's going on. If they wasn't brothers, I'd be like, okay, do your thing. But you brothers, like, why are you in each other's face
Mm-hmm.
like this? I mean, just you know what I'm saying? And then,
And why was people clapping in the office when they was like,
when
okay,
they
everything got left to them? I was
like,
like,
because everything got left to them, so they was happy, I guess. That they, and
It,
that's
it was
and it
left
just
to the mother, and they took the mother out, so then it goes to them. So,
right,
I mean,
right,
that sounds natural. That doesn't
yeah.
sound like anything out of the ordinary. So,
That's true, yeah, because had the mother and they made it seem like they wanted to take the mother. Well, Laos saying take the mother out of her misery. Well, one of them said that, maybe Erik. I
right,
can't remember who said that to the
one of them.
therapist. And but Erik looked like he having a good old time. He modeling, taking
mm-hmm.
photos. Lyle is floating in the pool, talking business with his uncle. I mean, he wanted to open up what was like a Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they didn't, so look at him. He just having a good time, So life is good.
Right.
And
My guilt would
we
consume me. I couldn't do that.
have a little retail therapy, basically. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
we spend a little bit to make ourselves feel better. Our parents was
Yep,
unalive.
that's when you hit them crocodile tears.
right. Well, 2 months later, SpongeBob SquarePants. two, instead of 2 minutes later, it's like 2 months later. So they was having a good old funky good time, but 2 months later, this one all come crumbling down, and it blew up in their face. So, I'm trying to remember the scene here. I think I think Lyle was. No, I mean Erik was feeling remorse, wasn't he? I can't remember now what happened here. I think he was just they was having a back and forth conversation. I think it was just feeling remorse, or he was hoping he didn't get caught. They didn't get caught. I think that's what it. Remember, I can't remember now on this particular scene, but now we get this crazy client, Judalon.
Oh wow,
Judalon, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't mean crazy like mental health crazy. I'm talking about she was just crazy. Her way she was just acting. You know what I'm saying? But
a little bit of
not
both
only,
going on.
Yeah, she was definitely special. That was one of his biggest mistakes. First of all, she's your client, and you overstepping by having a damn affair with her, and you telling her your other clients. Like, it's so many different things that was wrong with
everything was wrong. Everything is wrong.
Oh,
Not only,
goodness.
number one, you're wrong for having an affair. Number two, you don't do with your clients. Okay. Not with your client. That's a conflict of interest. You couldn't be barred.
Yeah, he needed his license taken away from him. He didn't need to be practicing no counseling, no nothing, nowhere.
No, you don't need to counsel nobody. No, nothing. Yeah.
That was when I was saying to myself, I know you effing lying. I think I said that out loud because after watching episode 1, I knew it was an affair, but I was like, oh, that's the secretary, like in my head, because they do things like that. Then when we got to this point, I was like, I know you effing lying, like not the client.
So word the state she gonna get taken out, and he said, "We're not gonna bother you. They don't even know you, so there's nothing gonna happen to you." But she's like, I need to come stay at your house.
And then you gonna bring her to your house.
When you gonna leave your wife? She's saying. You know what I'm saying?
I'd have been like, I'll pay for a security system. That's all I got. Not coming over here.
I put a security system in your house. Well, they trying to figure out. Now we back at the police station. They trying to figure out. Okay, what they just kicking some ideas around. What in the world could have happened? This one detective with the mustache, I forgot his name, but he was really thinking, he was believing from the beginning it could have been the boys,
Right.
But this is where y'all was talking about, or Tamika was mentioning, this is the police theories. 1, it was the mob, or 2, it was the Mexican cartel, or 3, some gangbangers, you know what I'm saying?
So that goes to show you that the police just want to pin it on somebody to get the case closed and over with. It don't have.
But didn't the captain say that? Let's hurry up and close this case. I think the
absolutely.
That's what it is. It's not nothing about who is right, who did it, the justice, trying to get the people off the street. Nothing. It's just like we just need to close the case.
Let's close the case. We've seen this time and time and time again on cases. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder why we have a bad relationship with law enforcement.
Yeah.
But we know that's what they do.
And I know I have a tendency of lumping all of these law enforcement people in the same barrel. But yes, I know it. There are some decent ones out there, but it's just hard to know that you're decent when you sitting there watching and you don't say nothing. But I understand all the reasons why they can't or don't say nothing. Same with the fire department too. Got the same thing too. See, you got to be able to trust people. If you run into a burning fire, they'll cut your oxygen off. And next thing you know, you gone.
Listen, I personally have friends and family that have been in law enforcement, fire department, military,
Right.
And I have heard their stories, and unfortunately, some of them are no longer here. So I'll just
Right.
say that.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I said I had to correct myself that I can't lump everybody in the same thing. But it's just so hard when that's when we turn on the TV and or we get a breaking news on our phone. It's the same stuff. Because just like y'all have it in New York, we have them here in the DMV. We see them every day on the news. You know what I'm saying? The same stuff. So anyway, but yeah, they were just trying to pin it on anybody. And I just thought that was funny, you know. But it is plausible. It could have been the mob because Jose was involved in stuff. I don't know about the Mexican cartel and the gangbangers, but
Right.
say he did have dealings with some people in the mob. So that probably could have been a good theory. But it
But they
turns
had a couple of issues with like this is how you actually not like power, but like actually solving the crime. They
Right.
picked up those shell casings and there was no forced entry. So I'm like,
oh, and then okay, so then Erik, I think we didn't mention it, but remember Erik said it was so much smoke in the place from
yeah,
the pow pow. Well, he said it was hours. So it wouldn't have been no
yeah,
smoke.
one of
Plus,
them, I
it's a
thought
big
it was
hole in
Right.
the window.
Yeah.
it was one set
It's a
of
big hole in the window. So why would it have been smoke? And so
right.
it was a lot of things that just wasn't adding up. And I think that the one detective with the mustache, he wasn't buying it.
Yeah. He definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't buying it. And but then we get this that well, we end the they back at the psychiatrist's office, psychologist's office, and Erik Erik is still trying to. I don't know what Erik is trying to do, but Lyle was like, you know, pretty much shut up because we gonna get away with this, you know.
Erik was trying to get that guilt up off him, but even releasing it into the atmosphere was not going to get the guilt off you. So
No, right. I think that's what it was, releasing it, and that's why he needed to talk.
because when he
Yeah,
first came in, remember he was like, tell me I'm a good person. Tell me I'm not a bad person. And I was like, yeah, okay.
right. But you know something? Once you tell one
Sure.
person, even if you do need, you just gotta go out in the middle of the woods and talk to a tree and leave it there because if you do something like this, because once you tell one person,
Right.
then
That's
they
why
are
Lyle was like, you
obligated to
talk to
tell or
me.
they're obligated to feel away. So you can't tell nobody. If you're doing something there, I ain't trying to tell nobody do nothing. But if you're doing something, y'all,
Keep it
just
to
keep it to
yourself.
yourself. Don't even write on in your diary because if that get found, then they got that too. You put it in your phone. Go out in the middle of the woods and talk to the squirrel and hope the squirrel don't go back and tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know. Yeah, because
But
it's
that's crazy though. Like, but is that the protocol that therapists need to do? Or he was just totally functioning in the wrong. Like,
He was
I
doing
mean,
whatever he wanted to
therapist
do.
was weird as hell, and I don't know if the laws changed over time because I was like, well, isn't it supposed to be if you feel like the patient is gonna harm themselves or others, then we got to start talking. You know, we got to
no,
start putting
they
out
had
some warnings.
just like doctors, they
Right.
supposed to report
But in
things.
this case, he's like, "Oh no, it's just between me and you. Okay, we ain't gonna tell nobody nothing." And I think he also could have been possibly scared for himself. So he just like, listen, whatever y'all want, I'm gonna do it. But then it was weird because it was like, oh well, we're gonna bring you into and we're gonna start writing things and recording things. This doctor was overstepping and blurring lines
I
every
was
which
50
way.
50 with the doctor over whether, I mean, I guess two things to be true. Part of me was like, he's scared for his life, but then there was another part of me like, are you trying to write a book? Are you
Then
trying
Right,
to do this
yeah,
to
because
come
he
up?
even was trying to get a
And, oh,
business out of
and
it.
that's another thing, y'all. There was just like with OJ, how was so many books, everybody came out with their story. Same, this happened with this case too. There was
Because I
so
get
many
you
people
wanting
came
to
out with
protect
stories. So many
yourself
people
in
came
case
out with
something
books.
happens.
Everybody
I get
claimed they
that.
knew something, you know. So that's what usually happens with these types of cases.
I get
They
wanting to protect yourself against something happen, but he made the mistake of telling that woman, if
pillow
anybody,
talking.
you should have told your wife, like,
No,
babe,
that
if
was
something
that
happens to
was
me,
Exactly. Why
go
wouldn't
into
you
the
tell your
safe,
when he
wife
ran
drive
over
to the
another
place you
damn
want.
patient?
okay, when he ran to the payphone, he didn't call his wife. He called his
Right.
No,
his
he didn't.
lover wife.
That was the
Yeah,
problem to begin with.
that was a problem right there.
That's
So,
another reason why I thought it was the
oh
secretary. You know what I'm
yeah, but
saying? I'm
that's
like, oh, maybe the secretary left for the day and
but
she
he was
works there.
wrong.
No.
Yeah, he was wrong on everything because he definitely
Yes.
should have been reporting this immediately. The only
Mhm.
reason why this came out is because of the girlfriend blew it up in his face. He was supposed to report this as soon as he heard this,
Heard
he
it.
should have gone to the police right then and
Yeah,
there.
before he called
Not
Lyle.
the side piece, but the 911. Hello,
Mm-hmm,
and I would have
mm-hmm.
been on two trains smoking out of town.
Yeah,
Right,
because not
right.
because instead of telling him to have Lyle come down, you should have been calling. Like, I don't know if this man is gonna take his head off. Like he keeps
Well, look
having.
at this young kid right here, this young man. He said, well, wait a minute, this story sound this thing they have with their parents sound like the screenplay that we wrote.
And why would
And
you do
so
that?
that's why he did go to the police,
They
but
did be doing some dumb stuff.
he fumbled that. Yeah, but see, Erik did that. Why would you write about it? He was trying
Exactly.
to write
That's
a
my whole
book about
point.
it, and they was
And I
trying to
get he was saying, "Oh, because of the Billionaire Boys Club," and I'm like, not when something like that happened to your parents. You don't get to write that.
Yeah,
right.
like
Yeah.
for me, like if you could take your parents out, there is no holds barred. There, like I said, it would have been two trains smoking to somewhere where you don't know, because if you could do that, like who am I? Who am I? So
Look,
no.
Nita, I don't know how much you be paying attention to us when we doing our power stuff over the years or whatever, but we always everybody gets upset when they taking out the parents, right? But I think me and Tamika might be the ones. Maybe I shouldn't speak for Tamika, but I know I'm not upset when some that, because I said these TV shows and this is fictional, but in real life, take it. If your parent did something, the only way I'm taking out they got to be attacking me, and it's a self-defense thing. But not just I'm gonna go. They planned this out. So taking out the parent, if it's if we just watching these crazy TV shows, it's not real and it's made up. That's one thing. Yeah, take them all. Throw everybody in the fire. Everybody can go to hell, but not in this real life thing.
Because
I
I
just
don't
think that
know if I could take on another like trauma, so say I'm
Right.
already being abused. Now I got to carry that and get therapy for that. Plus now I'm going to go take, like, you're not just going to take somebody out and it's going to be like, that's the end of it. Like that's going to stay with you too. So we going to double
right.
the trauma.
And do y'all remember when Erik kept having all them flashbacks of him unaliving himself?
Yeah.
That was, I didn't take no pictures of that, y'all. That was rough. We were putting the well, it was rough, them other pictures. I don't know why.
A nightmare sequence.
And the fact
Yes.
that even it would have been bad enough if they would have just did it to the dad, and the dad allegedly did what he did to them,
Right.
and they felt like the mother didn't do nothing. But then they was also acting like it was a mercy with the mother, like, oh well, we didn't want her to suffer. She was over here tormenting herself, and she wouldn't have been able to still function. Like, like they really.
I
Wait
think
a
that's
minute.
because they didn't want
You
to
mean that
admit
they
to what
blew the
happened with the
lady-
dad.
Yeah,
They blew the lady's cheek off. It was on the other
Right.
side of the room. Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm
Jesus.
sorry. I mean that was
There's no mercy in that.
I'm taking you out of your misery, something type of thing. Because no, that was anger. The way
that definitely was like
go
the
out to
crime
the
of
car,
passion, as they call it.
reload, and come
Because
back.
I mean, if the case is, I mean, not saying they should have been doing that, but if the mama drinking and taking pills, if you really want to be mercy, then maybe I would have seen you doing that. But the way you did it was violent as hell. I'm just saying.
That was very violent. Yeah, but Erik didn't fall for this guy. He didn't fall for this. Like he was like,
He got on to that quick.
Yeah, he I think he caught on to it real quick. Yeah, so he didn't get the information. So this guy was a bust. So he tried though. I mean, he did try. So they back with that little therapist again. But this is when he started talking to them about a business. So yeah, I think he was trying to write a book, and I think he was trying to get in on some money with them. He was trying to get some money off of them. Yeah. Right. Yeah, he was very
shady.
Yeah, very shady. Yeah. Very he was.
I got my good eye on you.
Yes. Yeah. No, but this boy,
I don't know what's gonna happen with him, but I hope he get a little bit of karma for the way he was like going.
I like to know where he is in real life. I don't know if I ain't looked the man up. I hope he's not still a psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever he was. I hope they his life.
Yeah, get rid of his
he
license.
everything stripped, and then you put your family in danger. The fact she came
So
in
I hope the
here
wife divorced him too.
twirling the daughter here, talking about, girl, I could be your mother. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah, I could be your. She went right and told her father, and he was
I like
pissed.
that though. When he came in there, it was like, you know, it's
Yeah,
time to get to stepping. You
it's
done going
okay.
too far.
Look, he was coming in there rearranging the furniture. Look,
Even though
okay,
she shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Mister, I'm gonna come to your house, and I don't like where you got your sofa, so I'm gonna move it over here. I don't like where you got your dishes. I'm gonna change your kitchen around.
And
Come
the
on,
first
man.
time you move my sofa, I'm gonna move you outside to the front porch.
Right. I'm like, Miss Ma'am, hello?
That's right. You're gonna be like, look, Ginger Snaps, you're doing way too much. I said you can come here one night. I didn't say you can come in and rearrange my house. Come on, there.
Somebody's crazy.
Yeah, that was doing too much. Nobody's supposed to be doing that. I don't care who it is. You don't be coming in there tearing nobody's house up, But messing with the little girl, that was too much. Playing her hair. Talking about, I'll let you have any kind of candy you want, and
Something
because the
was
mother would let her
definitely not right upstairs.
No, she wasn't right. That's what I'm saying. It's I don't know what her diagnosis was, but she definitely is all.
The
And
diagnosis was she was slow. Like,
but also too, Nita, he probably kept lying to her, saying he gonna leave his wife, because she kept
Yeah,
saying,
he
when you
did.
gonna leave your wife, when you gonna leave your wife. And so that's what made her do this. When he threw her out, packed her stuff, gave her the suitcase, and sent her out the door,
She's like, you
she
don't want to
went
do this.
she went right to the detective, and she said, I got a story for you.
A woman
And she
scorned.
was spilling the beans and told it all. And yeah, and that's how episode 2 ended. Yeah, that's how
that's
episode 2 ended. And yeah, she
And why
she
you
she
had me in your house with your family?
then she had her own place. She didn't have to stay
No,
with
but I'm
him.
saying, why do he have the tapes in the house with his family? Like, y'all ain't had no safe at work you can
take
put
the
it in
Parker box. No, no.
somewhere, any place but my house.
No, yeah. Well, I thought he said he had a several safe deposit boxes, right, Tamika? Didn't he say that? He told Lyle and Erik that.
He said something about a safe
Yeah,
deposit
he did.
He
He
box.
said
said he
he
might
had
have
his
several
notes and
places
several
just in case. Yeah.
something happens to me. Yeah. And so Lyle was like, well, so you threatening? You threatening us? He said, no, I ain't
And
threatening
that's
you. I'm
why I
just letting
think
you
he was
know.
trying to write a book or get more information, because after the initial confession, if you will, like, it was like he wanted Lyle to come. He wanted them to like give them more information. Like, how did it happen? Why did it happen? Like, walk me. Sir, you don't need to know all that. You're just getting yourself deeper and
Once
deeper
he told
involved.
him, and when they went walking through the park or wherever they was at, and he told him that he unalive his family, he should immediately went over to the police department. So,
Right.
you know, or the police should have, then the police could have had you wired up to ask all the questions and get the
And
information.
intervene. Right.
But he didn't go to the police at all.
Yeah, so you
That's why
definitely
he's
know that
complicit.
he had a different motivation. There was a different
Mhm.
motivation, intention in his actions, the way he was trying to get
Hmm
more
Then,
information.
like you said, when he gave him the business card about the auto business or something, I was like,
hmm Yeah,
what you doing?
we got our third eye on him for
What you
real.
doing?
I wonder where he at in real life. I hope he's
You gotta go look
somewhere.
up
Well,
Dr.
he should be an
Oz.
older man now by this time. So hopefully he's retired or sitting down somewhere if he's still alive. But hopefully he ain't continue to be no therapist. I hope they stripped him of everything.
Me too.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe they probably did, but I would have to
Violating
probably
all
look
type
him
of
up.
ethics.
Yes. It was just too much. So I mean, look, Ron Murphy, a lot of the stuff in here. Now, as far as that part with the party, I don't know if they really had that in real life because I don't know. But a lot of some of
Mhm.
the stuff in here did happen because it's ripped from the headlines. A lot of the stuff you can go just Google online and find out. That's probably how they wrote the script based on
Mm.
stuff that all the documentaries and everything.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it
sure
was
he did
some
a lot of
parts that
research.
made me laugh. I did laugh at some parts though.
Yeah,
Is
that is,
just
it's something about the way Ryan Murphy does his shows and movies or whatever. It's just the salaciousness of it all. Like he like Kara said, he throws a little razzle dazzle in there, and you be like, it's
hmm
all, I mean, you can take it seriously, but at the same time, can you take it seriously? Like that's why I say I need to watch some documentaries because
right,
Yeah.
right. I love true crime though. I love true crime.
That's
I
why
mean,
I said I was gonna go back and refresh my memory.
I
Right.
love true
English
crime
sent me a
stuff.
bunch of stuff to watch.
Yeah, true crime is good. Even though I guess I shouldn't love true crime because usually something happened to somebody, but it's just these stories are just intriguing. Because I'm like, damn, my life must be real boring because this ain't going on over here. You know what I'm saying?
I'll
We
take
like,
porn.
Right.
yeah,
I'll take
I
porn.
definitely take
I
porn.
like my drama on the TV. Okay.
Hey, Andre. Yeah, right,
Absolutely. I will take
right.
boring
I
over
would
here.
take porn. Oh, check my Discord tab. What's going on? Okay. But what y'all got going on this coming week? Anything exciting?
Oh God, it's so much going on. Oh my God, it's so much content, y'all. It's hard to keep up actually.
It
Mhm.
is.
October is about to get worse.
Yeah, and I have to say, almost everything I've been watching been good. So that's a good thing and a bad thing because I'm trying to keep up with it, but I haven't been disappointed by anything that I watched this past week.
Right.
um,
Well,
Power.
power kind
oh
of
yeah. That so, bro, I'm not even counting that.
It's a filler episode. I'm not
I'm
even
not
mad,
even
but you
counting
know,
worked
that.
my nerves this weekend. I was just
yeah,
like
yeah,
Only because it was episode 8.
Hmm.
yeah.
yeah. I guess that maybe they saving it all for 9 and 10.
It must be.
They better
Yeah.
go out with a bang. You
I
know.
believe they're gonna be leaked anyway. So be
Yeah.
on the lookout, and if you get them, send them to me because I don't need.
Mhm. um. Yeah. So yeah, it is a lot going. It's a lot of shows. I can't believe that I've been doing all every day last week. I've been online. That usually
Yes,
not
just
like me, but I'm gonna be. I said I was gonna try to be busy through September and October,
Mhm.
so I'm
yeah.
gonna try to stay consistent and juggle it with the jobs and other stuff going on. So, yeah, but Tulsa, Tulsa King,
Yeah, Tulsa
Nick.
King on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Tulsa King on Monday at 7:35 p.m. EST Eastern Standard Time. Whatever time that is for y'all, that's what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Tulsa King, that's the one that I'm hosting, and it's me, Brillo, Moochie, and Inga. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, come on and join us. It's good. Actually, this episode was really good tonight. If you watched it already,
I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And
they
anything else in the rest of the
a
week,
little bit
or
more, giving us a little bit more.
anything else for you the remainder of the week?
No. I'm trying to maybe get some movies in. Some I don't know. Just
Mm-hmm.
the Braxtons. I will talk about that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
the
That's all I have to
Braxtons.
say about
Yeah.
that. Oh goodness. What about you, Miss Kara? What you got going on?
We did A Good Man 2. We did a live on that. I did Power Book
Mhm.
2 Ghosts, episode 8. I did a Pajama Sunday. I gotta catch up on Reasonable Doubt and then get ready for all, the October stuff that's coming.
Mhm. Mhm. And to make anything going on, Love Out the Lockup. No, I
um,
saw the trailer for it's coming on October
child.
4th, and
Yeah,
I saw the
that's
people. I
gonna
don't
be
even
a
watch the
mess.
show no more, but I said, Lord, this getting a little juicy. I gotta tell Tamika, I might have
They
to
a
beat my
mess. They a mess. They a
head.
mess. But yeah, I have up my Reasonable Doubt and Power, of course, and Love at the Lockup. But I will be joining EJ. I think it's 9:15. We talking about Buried Alive with Eva Marcel, Lifetime movie.
Oh, I ain't get a chance
And
to look
I'll
at
be
that.
with the ladies for I forget what we doing. Aaron
Aaron
Hernandez
Hernandez.
and
It's all
Fight
these
Night, Reasonable Doubt.
Mendez,
It starts
Menendez.
all
Yeah.
over again. Yeah, and then
And
I'm
that's
also
Ryan
gonna
Murphy
be
too.
doing yeah, it is Ryan Murphy as well, and then I'm gonna be doing from uh. So yeah, y'all got a couple different days. I'm gonna get busy, and I'm behind. I'm supposed to make some short videos too, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I gotta
just
do
keep your
some.
notifications on.
What about y'all House of Vicious? I think EJ is supposed to be doing that, but
I
I
gotta
didn't get
start
a
watching.
date for her, so I'm gonna be on House of Vicious with her.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Ever.
That's
I
a
haven't started watching the first 2 episodes. I put it on last night and fell asleep. I was just tired, not because it
Right.
wasn't good. I watched the first season though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, and yeah, anybody who's still here listening to us, make sure that y'all join the Discord. If you haven't, I put the link here. But yeah, join that Discord. We're gonna be, we still trying to build, and we are gonna get busy as the fall and winter kicks in. So, but right now we just still trying to build that. But we're gonna try to do some fun things in the Discord. So we're gonna see how it all works out. Um, Let me see. Yeah, we like Miss Kara said, we did the good man too, and he ain't no good man, but that's a whole nother thing. But we did that with Shayna, and then yeah, Nita with I'm with Nita for the Tulsa King. Then Monique 69 and I are going to do fight night on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna do fight night with EJ and Tamika and Moochie as well. So both on Tuesday. We're gonna fight night twice. Wednesday, Aaron Hernandez. And then Thursday, I think it's a movie night. Moochie's hosting. The movie is called Robin. Robbin. It's almost like Set It Off. It's on Tubi. It's a Tubi movie. It's like Set It Off. So I haven't looked at it, but I did see the trailer, so I got check that out. And then we got the Reasonable Doubt Friday and Power. So it's a cycle, just keep going on and on. So it'll be something almost every day. You'll find us somewhere walking up and down the YouTube streets. So I appreciate everybody that came through. Ladies, I appreciate y'all come over here supporting me as
Thank you for
always.
having me.
And hopefully y'all can come back with me next week and we do a couple three, maybe 3 and 4 or something like that, or maybe throw in 5 if I can, but just try to get a couple of them in there. And because it's still an interesting story, even though it's tragic. The real life, it's tragic for sure. But
Sure, for sure.
Ryan Murphy makes it a little bit comical. So, but yeah, please do all the things like Nita always say. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for coming through, and we will see y'all next.